afternoon, viewers. You are welcome back to the venue of the first working group meeting of the United Nations Convention to combat crime, to combat desertification. I was about going to say crime. UNCCD Land Degradation Neutrality, which has been set up in um, to achieve land degradation neutrality in Nigeria. Like I said earlier, that the this meeting has been organized in such a way that at the end of today's discussion, each of these groups are expected to come up with solutions that will help us to achieve land degradation neutrality in Nigeria. We have the first group that deals on technical issues that has to do with land degradation neutrality in Nigeria, and the chairman of that group is Professor S.O. Akindele. He is the person chairing that group. And the second group on policy is being chaired by Mr. Jacob Ayuba. Yeah, policies and laws of NESDRA. They are expected to look into policies and laws that affect land degradation in Nigeria, and also make recommendation at the end of the day. We also have the technical session expected to look into land cover, land productivity, soil organic carbon. Is one of the objectives that is expected to come up at the end of today's discussion. Analyze. Okay, they also started to look into analysis of these areas in land degradation between two epochs that will help to identify the hotspots and land degradation targets. The hotspots are these um, areas, and they are the ones that really help us to watch the trends at which lands in Nigeria has been degraded. Okay, starting from from the global data, or the fourth global data that was sent by the UNCCD headquarters, were giving us from the year 2000 to 2010 to watch the trend at which the land has been degraded. So this group will be looking at these issues. Okay, the UNCCD also provided the global data, like I said before, at um, 300 meters resolution, but some of sectoral participants are providing national data. Yes, some of these participants today are also providing their own individual national data at 30 meters. You're also looking at the issues of whether we should choose our targets along geographical, geopolitical, or ecological zones, and this will also help. This means that as the fault data is being given, also expected to, or individual countries are also allowed to look into their own peculiar challenges, and come up with solution that is best um, suited to tackle such challenge in that country. So it's something that we can say is quite flexible. So countries are also allowed, okay, to come up or choose their own target setting along their along geopolitical zones and ecological zones. Hence, at the end of the day, um, will achieve the same targets, which is ensuring that we have a zero degradation, a zero land degradation in Nigeria. Mr. Jacob Ayuba addressing his group members. He is a person chairing the policy group. Yes, this group are going to look into policies and laws that affect land degradation neutrality in Nigeria. Yeah, policies and laws that affect land degradation in Nigeria. Jacob Ayuba of NEREA. So these people need to be aligned. So as I said, that we also have collaboration with NUMA. We are collaborating with Degradation and Watershed Management, NUMA, including collaborating especially in the eastern part of the country. Now, of course, Minister of Mines are still developing okay, we're now going to take you to the technical section group that is being chaired by Professor S.O. Akindele. The technical session.
So maybe we should start with that. So we list out the 6 geopolitical zones.
Professor S.O. Akindele.
We pick from there.
He is the chairperson
so
or the chairman of this group.
And do that.
The
now,
group that
right
is looking
from the
into
south,
technical
issues
that has to do with land degradation in Nigeria.
So starting with south, looking at, we are concentrating now on the default database, at least for now. That's what we have available. So we are focusing on that.
The first consensus is that we've agreed to focus for now on the default data.
Please, do we all agree with that?
Yes. Since we don't have national.
That is at our committee level or group level, we observe that the only data set available in this meeting are the default values from UNCCD, consisting of the land cover map or land cover data for 2000 and land cover data for
this meeting has been broken into different groups. Okay, we have 2 groups. This group is looking into technical issues that has to do with land degradation in Nigeria. It's being chaired by Professor S.O. Akindele.
At the national level in Nigeria, the only other data that
they are looking at issues that has to do with land cover, land productivity, soil organic carbon, and a whole lot of other issues.
Available at the data are not available at this meeting. We should also note that the data are not available at this meeting, and so we cannot make use of them. Now, DDA should liaise with NASDA subsequently with a view to obtaining that data set, which can be used to update whatever we are doing here today. Would that be? Yes, sir.
No, what I was trying to do, we observe that the data they have is an epoch.
Yes.
It's one epoch.
Yes, yes, exactly.
One epoch
2005,
that cannot help us to that, given the solution they have.
Exactly.
And we also accepted that there may be differences when we're comparing these other ones that was given to us, the different data at 300 and the one they have at 30 meters. There must be some.
Exactly.
Unless if we can have more. So much.
Good afternoon, viewers. We are still coming to you live from Bolton White Hotel, where we are having a meeting of has been organized by the United Nations Convention to combat desertification in Nigeria. Yes, this is the first. This is the first working group meeting. Earlier, late in March, we had the national inception workshop, which also took place at this same venue. There, we witnessed a whole lot of participants from various ministries, parastatals, local and international NGOs, international development partners. We have the ECOWAS representative was there. People that people from JICA. Yes, actually what is really happening today. Could you help us to explain to our audience, our viewers, to have proper knowledge of what is happening today here at Bolton White Hotel, where we are bringing live commentary also of today's event. Thank you.
You may recall that in the first workshop, Inception workshop, which took place by 9th March this year, we looked at the land and the massive degradation that has occurred on the land, and the United Nations concern over the loss of value of the land every year. And it has captured it in the Sustainable Development Goals, and how UNCCD has looked at this Sustainable Goal 15 and added target 12, which deals with land degradation neutrality, which means a benchmark of 2030 has been set. There will be, it will be assumed that there will be no further. And this workshop is the first working group workshop on how to identify the areas in Nigeria where the land has been degraded. Okay. And which ones could be called hotspots, which are the ones that require immediate attention.
Okay, sir. Please, could you help us to explain a little bit about these hotspots? What are they, the hotspots?
Hotspots are these are the degraded areas that require immediate attention.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, and we are trying to identify 10 of them.
Okay.
that will have to be investigated immediately and then validated as areas of immediate need or immediate attention. Then what's called the trend by comparing this this hotspot in one epoch with another one. And from the trend, we also get what's called drivers. What are the causative factors of these things? So that is what this group one.
Okay, so please, we want to know the mechanisms of identifying these hotspots or recognizing the hotspots in different areas in Nigeria. How do we?
Yes, we use the land cover. For example, what was the land cover in 2010 of a particular area? And what is land cover in 2015? Is there anything that showed degradation difference? Once the degradation difference is there, then we shall identify it as a land cover, as a hotspot. And that's and the other thing that can be used to monitor it is what's called land productivity.
Okay.
If productivity in that area has lessened, or has decreased, as is expected,
Okay.
then we have to investigate it.
Okay. Okay.
The last thing is the soil organic carbon, which is also an index of productivity. If it has decreased, then we know that that place has to be watched very carefully.
Okay.
As a place that needs immediate attention in restoration.
Okay. Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Nkem Ononiwu. We shall get back to you sooner to also have other issues that people are like sending us reports here, want to know what is UNCCD is all about, or all that and all that. So I think with this platform, we to help to create awareness across our viewers online to know what land the LDN stands for and the benefits that comes with this project. Thank you, sir, once more. Thank you. That was the national consultant of UNCCD in Nigeria, Mr. Nkem Ononiwu. Now we move forward to the national focal point of UNCCD. He is the person that is in charge of the UNCCD desk here in Nigeria, which office is at Federal Ministry of Environment. So we are now going to Mr. Bala Gukut to help us explain a little much better. Good day, sir. Good day, sir. Sir, may we meet you, sir?
Yeah. My name
Your name,
is
sir?
Gukut, UNCCD focal point.
Focal point, you, sir.
The SDG program, the Global Sustainable Development Goals, 17 of them that were adopted in 2015 with their 169 targets. The land degradation neutrality is captured in target 15.3 of the SDG, which talks about attaining land degradation neutrality by 2030. By attaining land degradation neutrality, it means land is no longer degraded, and if it must be degraded, there should be an equal restoration of already degraded land to balance it, so that at the end, though there will be expansion in the use of land, there will be degradation, there should equally be restoration of the land to balance it. So when we reach that stage in 2030, we should be able to look back and say, yes, during this project, the land was no longer degraded. Rather, it was more of it was reclaimed. So that is all about it. And then this meeting is the first meeting of a national working group of the land degradation neutrality, which a collection of experts in MDGs or all that come together to set a target for Nigeria to achieve land degradation neutrality. And this target setting program is a part of a global program in which the United Nations Convention to combat land degradation called on countries to set their own voluntary targets on reaching net land degradation neutrality by 2030. So Nigeria is participating to set her own voluntary target. There was a workshop that was held in March, the Inception Workshop, whereby all stakeholders came under the same roof to brainstorm or to be enlightened on what land degradation neutrality means. And then a working group, which is this committee, was set then. Now, this is the first meeting. There will be subsequent meetings which will eventually lead to the setting of the target for Nigeria for implementation. We are expected to conclude the target setting program by June, so that by September, when we will be going for the conference of parties session, that is the 13th session, which will be held in Inner Mongolia, China in September, we will have a report to give, to present to the world that Nigeria has set up a target for achieving land degradation neutrality.
Thank you, sir. So you talked about restoration. What are the steps towards achieving this restoration and these targets?
Restoration is about bringing back something that has already been degraded to as near, or you can never get perfect restoration. Bringing back what has been degraded. In this case, land has been degraded. We want to bring back the land to the productive capacity that it has. So, in years back, land has been degraded, and there have been some factors that have been creating it, and there has been a trend or a speed of which is growing. So with this, we want to know what is the extent of land degradation, and then that which want to restore it or bring it back to its productive capacity through sustainable activities like sustainable agriculture, like sustainable housing, like sustainable mining, like sustainable irrigation, and all aspects that has to do with land should have to be done sustainably.
Thank you very much, sir. We shall be coming to you lately to also have further explanations from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, that was the national focal point of UNCCD here in Nigeria, Mr. Bala Gukut. Now we take you to the group session where discussions are.
They are looking at the IPCC classes.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
they are looking at the change of forest land, forest land to some other lands. Okay. So it's either it is deforestation or forest degradation. That is how they define degradation. So we shouldn't lose sight of that.
So the
But
question
let's
now
proceed
is,
with what we say
in the
we
South South, for example, which of the states do we pick? I think that's the question now, really. So all the states have sports. All the
Professor
states, none is exempted.
S.O.
Every state
Akindele,
has
he is
sports.
the chairman of
In
this
South
group,
South, yes. So which
the
one
technical group.
do we? I want suggestions from us.
The
Which
group
one?
that is
And then
looking
you should
into
justify your
land
suggestions.
cover issues,
Yes, ma'am.
land productivity, soil organic carbon.
More dense areas where we see that there are not resources, but then you zoom it down to whichever state it is, down to the local government. That is, we should concentrate within the south, where you have more dense spots. The one it's more dense, then we choose from that.
From here, we are moving into the policy group. Yes, which is being chaired by Mr. Jacob Ayuba of NESRA. where issues has to do with laws and policies are being looked into to help us or to help the country achieve land degradation of free environment by 2030 as of the SDG goals.
Which is why they monitor from time to time whether they have deviated from the conditions of approval, EIA approval. So the responsibility belongs to all of us, even to the local government, where those things, and that is where petition come from the local government to the federal. That they observe this, they observe that. So then concerning the mining, you understand, you know, before even the challenges we have is duplication of laws. DPR, they want to issue EIA. Mining Acts, we are just trying to collaborate as an element of EIA in the Mining Act. You understand? So now, if there is no, we don't sit together, and this one, want to do his own, we want to do our own. And state government here too. And state government also, because they know that, even now, as you mentioned, if not for the ruling in Kaduna State, the last EIA stakeholder workshop, states came insisting that I remember Lagos and I remember Akure. Means that no, why are we insisting that it's only federal that can issue EIA? There is a land. Yeah, there is a land. The project is located there. They want to issue the EIA. But that cost judgment was presented to them that if there are concurrent issues, but federal law supersedes every other state when on concurrent matters. You understand it now? So why do the state want to issue EIA? Why do they want to carry out compliance monitoring? If all decided that we just decided that let there be a joint compliance monitoring of oil and gas projects, state will be there today, federal will come tomorrow. So it becomes over-regulation, and the proponents will suffer this. So there must be adequate collaboration between state, local government, and federal if we want to have a good way forward. So that's my solution.
Thank you very much, sir.
We are all from one local government. When you say the public display of the EIA conditions at the local government, it stops at the local government level. When last did you visit your local government?
As a person, I go regularly.
Why am I asking this? In the past 20 years, I have not entered my local government. No, hold on. Those that are there, who are they? Local government civil servants. Okay. Politicians that are paymasters. Who and who actually goes through what you're displaying and ties it to the project that it is being cited in a particular community. I ask myself, why stop at the local government level? You have what? If a project is going to my town, we have the councillor representing us at the local government has an office in the town. Why not take it down to that level? And you must necessarily let the community know this is what this means. Who are in the village? As we're still here, in my village, you go there now. It's white tapas you see. It's local farmers you see. Are they the ones that will go and read all those things and make contributions to you? That is the challenge.
Sorry, I think I have answer to this because why don't I have answer to this? But it's we that go out. It's just to add to what my brother just said, and my brother here wanted to respond. Well, let me just speak on his behalf. You see, when EIA for a development project has been done and submitted, of course, during this process, Federal Environment officials are being carried along. After the completion of this EIA process and the report is compiled,
This report will now be submitted to Federal Ministry of Environment for review. After the Federal Ministry of Environment are satisfied with this report, then they will now write into a
If you are talking of SIS Savannah, Sudan Savannah,
I only want that none of the 6 zones should be left out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we are working on.
Once it is done in such a way that